All right, so we're back with another training video, another week of training. Starting off every week, high bar back squat. Just a little like reference, I guess, why I do high bar back squat. The previous years, I've been doing like low bar back squat, and I've been getting a lot of like tendonitis in my forearms, like both my forearms. And so I switched it to high bar and completely got rid of all that tendonitis issue. I was doing front squats for a while. I like those a lot, but holding the front squat in that front rack position was just killing my shoulder, my right shoulder specifically. I even did physical therapy for it, and none of that helped. It was definitely just the front squat, the front rack killing me. So moved to the high bar, and I don't have any issues. No reason to do an exercise or a variation of an exercise if it's going to cause you injury. There's always a way around it. You don't have to stick to like one thing. Some more jumps, as you saw, and then we got some lunges, walking lunges with a 50-pound weight. Lunges are one of those exercises I think are like essential, really essentially to like well-being, right? You got, in my book, you have lunges, step-ups, push-ups, pull-ups. Those are like the four like exercises that I think everyone should be doing. At least sometime throughout the year, work on getting those in the rotation. They're huge, just lifestyle skill things. And as you get older, like squatting to like a box, like that's like, to be able to do that, to be able to take a shit on your own is huge for just life. And you should always be able to do that from like the time you're a baby on up, right? I saw a bench press there with my assistant spotting me. I didn't need her spot, but I thought I did. I've been doubting my bench press ability lately for no other reason except just being neurotic. And now we got some stones. First practice of the week. The stones have been awful. After they were great my first games of the year, and they started to drop off after that. And that's totally okay, because sometimes events just fall off. Maybe because like you're trying to change too much, or you're really pushing towards another event. Like for me, really pushing on lightweight right now. I want some big lightweight numbers later this year, and they're right there. I'm going to keep working on them, and I think that's taking a toll on my stones. And so a couple things you can do when an event falls off, like you're not hitting anywhere close to the numbers you've been hitting. And it could happen for a number of reasons, right? Like fatigue and whatnot. You can keep doing the same event, like you can keep throwing it, or you can like just not throw it at all, like back off of it completely. I like to throw it still, but the key is to not change little things when like it just kind of fell off, right? It's not the same numbers you used to. I think it's important to keep doing the motion, but not try to change a bunch of stuff. Just keep doing it the way you know how to do it, the way you like to do it. And eventually, the consistency, the distance, all the things will start to come back, and then you can start tweaking on it. That's my thought on that. So then we jump into the heavyweight. As you see, they're not great. I think I got like a couple out at like 35. And for me in practice, that's fine. I'll take it. And we got some light hammer. This is a pretty good light hammer practice because I changed some things that helped a little bit. It didn't go less. So sometimes when you change a technique, it's going to start going like a little bit less. Do you get comfortable? You learn how to work it into your whole throw, things like that. This one, it was just finishing a little bit higher. Just getting that release off of like my hip line and more up towards my shoulder line. It wasn't a huge change. They didn't go way further, and they didn't go less. They just worked. They kind of worked themselves in. And if I could find to put some power on that end as it's finishing up higher, I think we got some big numbers in the books. Bigger. Then we rolled here into the push press. My push press has been really hard. See, like that first set at 205, that's how fast I want to be going on my top set. Not this fast, or even you see on the next one, they're not going fast enough for how I want to do push press, because it's an overhead press, but it's more dynamic. You're recruiting like leg and ankle mobility into it, like you're pressing all the way through. And when you're stalling out like that, I don't like it. So for the next block, normally at the end of every block, I will increase weight, usually off like a rep max formula, and just kind of like increasing the weight off of that. Not always though. Sometimes that ends up being too much, and I think that's what happened here. I ended up reaching a little bit too much, and so for the next coming blocks, I'm probably not going to increase my push press at all, because if I'm not being explosive enough, there's no reason to do it. So I'm going to back off of it a little bit and just keep going through it, but not change my max. And then now we got deadlift day. The first week of deadlifts, this block were hard. This one is a little bit easier. It's getting heavier. I'm getting more comfortable with it coming off of that speed block. Because sometimes coming off of a speed block, getting back onto the heavy weights, you're ready to go fast, but you can't because it's too heavy, right? So you end up having to you need to adjust yourself to that. And I think this week was a week that I bounced back and was able to lift heavy again. Lift heavy in the way that I like to lift it, right? Comfortably. These RDLs, too fast. We're gonna up the weight on those so we can get a heavier, longer stretch on them. Here we go with some more stones. Again, just awful practice. And towards the end here, when I start getting into the open stone, you'll see I take more than like 5 throws. I told myself oh, you're gonna figure it out this practice. Whatever your issue is, you're gonna work out the kinks. It just devolved into nonsense towards the end, and I got really frustrated, and I was trying to prove a point to myself, which was dumb, because most of these throws were going a little bit further, if not the same distance as my stand throw. And when that's happening, you just got to reevaluate and not try to force a thing. So I'll let those just play out for a sec. All right, now we got the lightweight. Lightweight went way better than I was expecting coming off of those crappy open stones. But I mean, none of these were stellar. I wasn't hitting practice PRs or anything. But as in the previous video I talked about, I'm working on my release. Just like the hammer, I'm putting it up a little bit higher. A lot of what I do comes up pretty flat, and so I'm trying to work on just putting it up a little bit more. It definitely showed to be better in the lightweight. Trying to put it up higher, I noticed it does go a little bit further. And I mean, a little technique change isn't going to make it go 5-10 feet further, but it is going to make it a couple inches further on average. And that's why I think it's vitally important to record pretty much all your practice throws. Get some good understanding of what a change is doing to your numbers. Is it averaging better? Is it averaging less? And so this little technique change, it was averaging better. So I'm gonna keep pushing on it and see what I can get out of it. But I only had a really couple good tosses, a couple at 71, maybe one at 72. The rest were 67 to 70, in that range. And for what I was doing, the intensity I was putting on it, I was okay with that. All right, so now we have the last training session of the week, and it's snatches and cleans from high box. I didn't do my second squat variation, my PM session on this day. I ran out of time, had some other crap I had to do. Told myself I can get it done Saturday or Sunday. I didn't. So sometimes life be like that. But these went well. I just wish my technique was better, so I can go heavier, especially on the snatches. I know I can go heavier on the snatches. My technique is just not there, and that's okay. But I'll let the rest of this video play out. Again, thanks for watching. Go far. God bless.